How's it going, guys? Bill here. Today I want to talk to you about a stock that I believe is in a sector that is extremely important going into the future, and everyone should have something from this sector in their portfolio. Um, the stock I'm talking about is Crowdstrike, which is in the cybersecurity sector. I mean, everything is automated anymore, everything is computers anymore, and the more we use the computers, the more cyber threats are coming into existence. So this is one that I feel is just going to rise exponentially. Um, it's an absolute need for cybersecurity is an absolute need for businesses nowadays. I mean, you look at what's been going on in the world, all the companies who have had ransomwares and so forth and had to pay millions of dollars. It's far cheaper to have a company like this to protect you from that than it is to, be held ransom and cost you your business or have to pay a ransom or whatever it is. So I just want to go over with you guys the reasons that this is stocks like this or companies like this are necessary, and then we'll get into CrowdStrike and their financials and balance book and go a little bit more in depth.
So first, let's take a look at why cyber risk is even a relevant topic. So why the need for companies like CrowdStrike? So the answer lies in several key figures. Among these is McAfee's revelation that the global cost of cybercrime topped $1 trillion in 2020, up almost 50% from 2018. Meanwhile, the average total cost of a breach in 2021 is about 4.24 million, which is up 10% from the prior year. It took, on average, about 287 days to identify and contain a data breach in 2021, which is up 7 days from the prior year. The average total cost of a ransomware breach was about 4.62 million in 2021, according to IBM Ponemon. CrowdStrike has said ransomware has increased over 400%, and costs and incidents are expected to increase further over the near term. Several other statistics to make you not sleep at night are that 85% of data breaches involve a human element, according to a Verizon report, and 61% of breaches involve hackers' use of employee credentials. Most companies didn't even know they were breached, and 80% of breaches were discovered by external third parties. In terms of multi-factor authentication, 57% of businesses actually used them, according to LastPass. And in Q2 2021, there was a survey of cybersecurity leaders and found 36% thought it was only a matter of time before they suffer a serious breach. 3 notable events in 2021 have changed how individual companies and governments are looking at this risk as well. The first was Colonial Pipeline in May of 2021, then JBS in June of 2021, and Kaseya in July of 2021. These no longer just attacked the single business, but actually attacked the broader supply chain, which definitely got the attention of regulators and policymakers and had people looking at this as a more serious event. So you can see there, some serious reasons why companies are looking into getting more cybersecurity for themselves.
Now let's take a look at the reasons for why CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is offering a managed service for threat intelligence that builds on its product for protection against dark web threats and digital risk. With Falcon X Recon Plus, the CrowdStrike threat intelligence team monitors, triages, assesses, and responds to threats across the criminal underground. CrowdStrike's Falcon X Recon is a platform to expose activity on the cyber criminal underground. Falcon X Recon combines the Falcon X Recon technology with the skills and experience of the CrowdStrike intelligence team. Falcon X Recon is set up to simplify the process of hunting and mitigating external threats to brands, employees, and sensitive data, helping customers to focus solely on their business.
The managed service is intended to increase the effectiveness of the security team and reduce the time, skills, and effort necessary to battle sophisticated adversaries. On the customer's behalf, the Falcon X Recon Threat Intelligence Team monitors data from thousands of restricted forums, marketplaces, messaging platforms, social media posts, data leak sites, and more to provide relevant, real-time warnings, identifying data exposure and threats to the enterprise. The Threat Intelligence Team then identifies, investigates, and recommends mitigation actions, including the potential takedown of posts and impersonations that may be harmful to the brands or reputation. The team also brings global awareness to digital risk issues and uses the company's telemetry. CrowdStrike also announced today that they are acquiring Secure Circle to enforce zero trust data protection. CrowdStrike Holdings, a leader in cloud-delivered endpoint and workload protection, today announced it has agreed to acquire Secure Circle, a SaaS-based cybersecurity service that extends zero trust security to data on the endpoint. With this acquisition, CrowdStrike will extend its industry-leading zero trust endpoint security device and identify capabilities to include data. The all-cash transaction is expected to close during CrowdStrike's fiscal fourth quarter, subject to customary closing conditions. CrowdStrike has redefined security for the cloud era by securing the epicenter of enterprise risk, the endpoint. With Secure Circle's technology, CrowdStrike will modernize data protection and enable customers to enforce zero trust at the device level, the identity level, and at the data level. By joining forces and leveraging Secure Circle's innovative capabilities, CrowdStrike plans to solve a complex problem that vexes all organizations' data protection with a simple solution, enforcing zero trust control at multiple levels, all delivered through CrowdStrike's lightweight Falcon agent on the endpoint. The market for data loss prevention and related technologies is estimated to be approximately $3 billion in 2021. Despite billions of dollars invested in legacy DLP, data loss prevention tools, organizations continue to experience data breaches at an alarming rate from accidental leaks, ransomware, sophisticated attacks, and more. DLP is a failed technology and with Secure Circle's technology, CrowdStrike plans to reimagine data protection by enforcing encryption on data in all three states, in transit, at rest, and in use. Customers will be able to protect data on, from, and to the endpoint. Combined with CrowdStrike's Zero Trust Assessment, customers will be able to control data access and usage policies for each user based on their Zero Trust score, enabling dynamic risk mitigation. CrowdStrike offers a full suite of cybersecurity products for businesses and consumers, but it truly excels at endpoint protection. This involves securing the devices of end users in a particular network, whether it's a computer, point-of-sale system, or mobile device. Since remote tools are increasingly becoming the norm, defending them is more important than ever. In fact, CrowdStrike's Falcon platform was rated number one in the industry for modern endpoint security in the 2020 IDC Market Shares report. Falcon operates in the cloud where the majority of modern threats live. The platform can detect, investigate, and eradicate them in under 60 minutes, and it does so around the clock. The result is fewer business interruptions and therefore more money in the bank. So you can see why companies love this company. CrowdStrike had 1,660 net new subscription customers in the fiscal second quarter of 2022, a whopping 81% year-over-year increase. Its powerful revenue growth should therefore come as no surprise. And you see the revenue increase from fiscal year 2019 to the estimated the end of this year, a 78% compounded annual growth rate. The company's product offering consists of 21 cloud modules, and 66% of its customer base currently uses 4 or more of them. It suggests a desirable level of customer satisfaction that will lead to organizations growing their expenditure with CrowdStrike over time. After making a loss in fiscal 2021, the company is expected to deliver 46 cents in earnings per share this fiscal year, with 71% growth slated for fiscal 2023. And in a fitting reward for the company's success, Wall Street is on board with a consensus buy rating among analysts. When you're adding cybersecurity to your stock portfolio, buying one of the fastest growers certainly makes a lot of sense over the long term. And that's definitely what Crowdstrike is, one of the fastest growers. So it's clear Crowdstrike's development team has been busy. It introduced File Vantage, a new module for detecting data integrity and possible tampering by unauthorized users. It also announced a new open data sharing partnership with firms including Alphabet, Okta, ServiceNow, and Zscaler. And as most of you know, Alphabet is Google, giving members of this security alliance greater ability to detect and hunt down security risks. So you can see they have very large companies that use them. CrowdStrike has grown at an incredible pace and has hauled in $1.14 billion in revenues over the last 12 months. But it still commands just a small share of its addressable market, claiming only some 12% of endpoint security by its own estimates. However, with more workloads migrating into the cloud every day and cyber threats only growing in prevalence and complexity, there's plenty of room for CrowdStrike to continue growing. It has also been steadily expanding the number of modules on its platform, extending its leadership in endpoint security to also encompass general cloud security, identity protection, and data log management. As a result, current year revenue is forecast to be at least 59% higher than 2020's revenue. CrowdStrike has become the gold standard in many subsectors of the cybersecurity industry. For instance, International Data Corp recently recognized Falcon Complete as the best managed detection and response product on the market, citing greater capabilities and a stronger growth strategy than any other solution. With Falcon Complete, the company provides cybersecurity as a service, deploying a team of professional threat hunters that deliver round-the-clock protection to clients. This solution is especially valuable for companies that don't have the time or resources to manage their own security, and CrowdStrike backs the product with a $1 million breach warranty, showing management's confidence in the platform. Not surprisingly, this is translated into strong demand. During the Q2 earnings call, CEO George Kurtz said the company has seen an increase in the Falcon Complete customer base of nearly 2.5 times year over year in the recent quarters. CrowdStrike's business continues to fire on all cylinders, and the company's financial performance has been impressive over the past year. And you can see here how the revenue has just grown tremendously. Looking ahead, management puts its market opportunity at $106 billion by 2025, leaving the company with plenty of room to grow. And while CrowdStrike now has over 13,000 customers, up 81% from the prior year, some legacy cybersecurity providers have over 100,000 customers. From that perspective, this company could grow several times over in the years ahead. That's why CrowdStrike looks like a monster stock in the making. Now looking at valuations, we can see that their profit margin has increased 1% in the last year from 17.3% to 16.3%, and is now starting to approach profitability. So that has definitely started improving. Their assets to liabilities look outstanding. They have 3.1 billion assets and only 2.2 billion in liabilities. Looking at their operating cash flow, we see they have a cash flow of $458.97 million, which it says is sufficient to service the company's debt of $777.52 million. We see there's 23 analysts that offer ratings for CrowdStrike, with 12 of them having a strong buy, 7 of them have it as a buy, and only 4 have it as a hold, with none as a sell. Looking at their revenue forecast, it's just the sky's the limit, it looks like. The average 1-year forecast is 23.5%, 2-year at 72%, and the average 3-year forecast is 138%. So it's supposed to get up to $2.7 billion. We see their revenue growth forecast. It's supposed to grow at 32.47% compared to the industry's 12.04%. So it's, one of the fastest growings in their industry. And then lastly, looking at some of their earnings, in the last year, their revenue grew 73.92% compared to the industry's 24%. So it's head and shoulders above that.
So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the reason that I believe that this company is so important, and the whole sector really is so important. Even if you don't think that Crowdstrike is the one for you, there's other ones that you should probably look into. But just so much room for growth, and it's just a necessity anymore. So anyway, that's all I have for you. I hope you all have a great night. If you don't mind, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, maybe comment. Let me know what you think. And you guys take care.